Johnny, you're an institution. And I meant that
What kind of an institution is it?
Johnny Carson had seen every kind of guest, but the ones who stuck with him were never the ones performing. They came out as themselves and took the whole night right out of his hands.
I hope it's mine. It is mine. Anyway, he created...
Isn't that bad luck to do that?
Is it?
Sure.
My hands are stuck
You
in
look
this
like
chair.
you look like you're making your first flight on Trans Debris Airlines or something. Why don't you just relax and?
And the last one managed it without telling a single joke.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
By the fall of 1977, Terri Garr had spent nearly 10 years in show business as a face nobody was meant to notice. A background dancer, a bit player, uncredited in film after film. This was the first night television ever sat her in that chair and asked her to just be herself.
My hands are stuck
You
in
look
this
like
chair.
you look like you're making your first flight on Trans Debris Airlines or something. Why don't you just relax and?
Johnny had two ways to play a guest this nervous. Almost every host picks the first, talk over the nerves, keep things moving. He picked the other one.
No, not really. See, the chair, you can't move in the chair. You're kind of sit there and you can't really move the chair or something like that. I just want you to be you. You know,
Okay.
relax and just pretend we were out somewhere sitting and just talking. Okay. Where are you from?
Huh? Oh. As I watch the show and I see people like me on it, just going, uh-huh, uh-huh. And I go, well, I'll never do that. And here I am doing it.
Yeah.
Just to say yes and no and I don't know.
Thanks, Buck. You're a big help.
The nerves never really left her, but the invitations kept coming. Terri Garr turned this one shaky night into a 15-year run on Johnny's couch. She was still being welcomed back in the final week he ever hosted the show. The next guest already had an Academy Award at home. She walked out and spent the whole night behaving like she had nothing to prove to anyone. When Cloris Leachman came out in early 1978, she was already carrying an Academy Award and more Emmys than almost anyone in the business, and she left every bit of it at the door.
There's a hair in my face. I hope it's mine. It is mine. Anyway, he created...
Isn't that bad luck to do that?
Is it?
Sure. That's an old theatrical thing. Don't pull a hair out.
I didn't know that.
I just made it up. I don't know if
that's
there's anything like that at all.
Then, Johnny made the mistake of paying her a straight compliment.
You are such a good actress. Really, you handle everything so well. I mean
you,
that.
John.
Yeah, whatever you do.
You're letting me call you John now. Before, when I was on and I called you John, you said only my mother calls me John.
I didn't say it that way.
Yes, you did. Well, you said only my mother calls me John. This is a quiet night, John.
Yes, you're rather quiet tonight.
Well, no, you're quiet. You got quiet after the Star-Spangled Banner.
I guess I was emotionally touched and moved there for a moment.
I was hoping I could sing that, but then I wasn't on yet, so.
I was ready for the Lakers to play after that.
That Oscar was for The Last Picture Show, one of the saddest, most heartbreaking roles you'll ever watch. That's what makes this so good. She could break your heart any day of the week. On Johnny's couch, she'd rather invent a superstition and watch him try to keep up. If these old Tonight Show nights bring back good memories, subscribe. We share stories like this every week. The next guest didn't come out polished at all. She showed up soaking wet, without a hairdresser in sight, and married to a man the audience had never heard of, who was about to become one of the most familiar faces on daytime TV. Ann Pflug knew a secret most guests never figured out. The surest way to take over a room isn't to look your best, it's to stop trying. And in the summer of 1973, she walked out and proved it. Soaked hair, no apology, completely delighted with herself.
with my hair wringing wet and came screeching into the dressing room. And they said, we don't have a hairdresser.
Our show? Are we in trouble?
No, they're not. But it's okay.
We don't have a hairdresser assigned to a big show like this? What'd you do? Just run through a car wash instead, or what?
Partway through, she mentioned her husband by name, and it landed on the audience as nobody in particular.
I see you in Hollywood Squares.
My husband is a singer, Chuck Woolery. I didn't mention his name. And he was down at the Diplomat performing with Isaac Hayes. And everyone would say, "Aren't you Ann Pflug?" And I'd say, "Yes," because I'd done a lot of, the nighttime shows last season. And I thought, well, maybe they saw one of my brilliant performances and they'd say, "Hollywood Squares."
That husband was Chuck Woolery. 2 years down the road, he'd become the very first host of Wheel of Fortune and one of the most recognizable faces in the country. But not yet. That night, he was the warm-up act, and she was the headliner. And she spent the rest of it proving the point.
I want to tell you something. The first thing I said, we don't want to try and compete against The Tonight Show or Johnny. You're an institution. And I meant that with...
What kind of an institution? There's the Salk Institute. There's also the Institute for the Feeble and the Weird.
The next guest was at the peak of her career, a lead on one of the most watched shows on television, and she just walked into her producer's office and quit. The show was Cheers, and what made Shelly Long's exit so hard to fathom in the winter of 1987 was that nothing had gone wrong. No feud, no falling out, no better offer on the table. She was a big part of why the show worked, and she was walking away anyway, for reasons even she was still working out.
So, my French would be more of how you think the French speak than how actually the French speak, but it has some of the feeling of the French,
You know why French is good? No matter what you say.
It sounds so good.
It sounds wonderful.
Yes.
It's like a restaurant. They say la grenouille.
Yes.
Now, if you said that in English, it's the frog. Would you go to the frog?
Johnny wasn't going to let the obvious questions sit. Why give up the biggest thing you've ever had?
I do love these people, and the show has been great, and I love our audiences who are always so great about saying that they love the show and how much they care about Diane and Sam, and that's wonderful to hear, and it'll be hard even for me to not see Sam and Diane. I watch too, but I do think that all of us, each of us, have to look inside and see what the priorities are. My gut told me this is something real special, and my gut was right, so now my gut's telling me, you've done it. You've done your best. Now let's take some time for the family, for my contract with Disney, which I'm real excited about.
Anyways, it's always best.
And this was a real gamble. She was walking away from Cheers at its absolute peak, one of the biggest shows on TV, to go make movies at Disney. The people closest to her were sure she was throwing everything away. She went anyway. The last guest of the night didn't come out to make any impression at all. She sat down and told Johnny flatly that the day had already gone wrong. Karen Valentine was 25 that fall of 1973, a brand new Emmy on the shelf and a hit show in Room 222 that had made her one of television's brightest young faces. Everything about the bookings said, give the audience a lift.
Well, don't you look pert tonight?
Well,
if that's the right word.
Well, I thought funky was more the word.
Funky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you moody? Do you have big highs and real depressions? And...
Yes, big highs and big lows.
No, what do you do? When you go through that?
I try to work them out, in between. But it never comes out in the middle. It's always either high or low.
And here's what makes that honesty land. It's the whole reason she had a career at all. When Karen Valentine auditioned for Room 222, she fell apart. Nervous, laughing at herself, not a trace of polish. The casting director took one look and thought, that's her. The very thing Johnny was watching that night, that unguarded, unforced honesty, was exactly what had made her a star. And then, with the small talk running dry, she said the one thing no guest is supposed to say in that chair.
I had a horrible day. Everybody always comes on so upbeat and everything. This has really been a rotten day.
You want to tell me about it? I'm open till, till 1 o'clock.
Any other host reaches for a joke and moves the segment along. Johnny put his notes down.
Welcome back to the rotten world of Karen Valentine. I guess the first time since I've been doing this show, everybody comes on and tries to make an impression. Say, oh, I had a wonderful time. And you said, I've had a rotten, miserable day, and I'm sorry.
None of them came out with an act. They just showed up as themselves. That's the beauty of it. Those were the guests he never forgot. and neither have the rest of us.